the most marginalized, right, have mobilized, and that has resulted in new power. I don't think we always know
the word there.
I don't think we always know how powerful we are.
Yeah.
And I don't think we include everyone in this new power narrative. One pet peeve of mine, and something I'm really focused on right now, and thank you for lifting up our deep canvassing. We also do wellness calls. We just call seniors and say, how are you? You know, what do you need? Make sure that they know what resources are available for them that they might not. But the other thing I'm squarely focused on is Black men, because I think that we have erased them from the narrative, okay? We're either only, in other words, we only say Black women are the defenders of democracy and of this Democratic Party. And that's not true as Black people. Black women have always voted at higher rates.
Yeah.
And we are playing an outsized role at the ballot box and on the ballot, giving the unprecedented number of Black women running for office at every level. Right. But make no mistake about it, Black men have been the defenders of democracy in this party as well. And we don't always include them in the narrative. And so when Black men hear Donald Trump in his closing arguments say, what do you have to lose? And we're not communicating to them directly, they're like,
what do I have to lose?
What do I have to lose? Right? And the other thing, again, as I said, if you're poor, you don't want someone telling you you're poor. You know, I think elected officials on both sides, but it's something I've worked to really change within our own party, will single issue a constituency. So they will like go to Black folks and only talk about mass incarceration. Yeah. And we're like, we're so glad that, you know, you give a damn about that right now. But I also care about Black home ownership, you know, access, not just the
student loans,
access to quality healthcare. I care about student loans. You know, all these other, you know, again, none of us live in one box. We live in intersectionality. So they'll go to Black folks, talk about mass incarceration, but they won't speak to like Black opportunity, aspiration, wealth building. They'll go to the Latino community. And by the way, immigration is not just a Hispanic Latino issue.
The biggest number of immigrant deportation is Black folks.
Black immigrants, right, disproportionate impact, which is why I co-chair the Haiti caucus, because I represent the third largest Haitian diaspora in the country, fought to get Title 42 repealed, you know, but now that's caught up in the courts, you know, and that kind of thing. But it's like, there's Black immigrants, there's
what is Title 42, just real quick?
Oh, okay. So that is, that was a policy weaponized under Trump that allows you to deport people in the name of public health. So when you saw, you know, Haitian migrants being whipped at the southern border, that was all under the umbrella of Title 42. And so these unjust deportations, even after the Biden administration came in and did a 100-day moratorium on deportations, they continued. You know, ICE and CBP continue to do their work, and that burden was disproportionately borne by Black immigrants, especially Haitian immigrants.
Do you want to take a moment to celebrate the fact that they have now successfully repealed the stay in Mexico law? Like, wasn't that was?
Yes, that's true too. I mean, come on, you know, listen, you know this stuff. You're not a fake about, you know, you're a voracious reader. You stay up on this stuff.
Are listening.
So
let me just tell you.
Yeah,
I only got up on this stuff in the last 2 years. I have, by nature of just like a bigger force pushing me, it's not fun to be up on this stuff. It's not peaceful. It's not soul fulfilling to be up on this stuff. It's actually soul killing. And that's why, you know, the victories require so much attention. But I know that the people listening to my show, they also, I'm up on this stuff also because like it feeds my work. So it's easy. If people,
but also you're making it accessible and digestible.
That's my point. That's why I said it. I didn't say
to people as well. So I thank you for doing.
People are working. They don't got time to know who Mueller and all these people are. They're like Buddha Jidge, Buddha Good, Buddha. They're like, I don't know. I gotta feed my kid. But I read
just
that.
Trying to survive. Yeah.
I read that and I was like, oh, something good.
That's true. But that's what I'm saying. So there are some victories along the way. But my longer, you know, point here is that we single issue constituencies. And that does a disservice in every way, to movement building, to telling the story of the impact of the victories that we have had, because you're like, okay, LGBTQ folks, we used to think they cared about marriage equality. We took care of that, so they're probably all set. Or maybe we could talk a little bit about like public accommodation for trans individuals, but like, we're good. You know, if we speak to Hispanic and Latinos and say we're for immigration reform, they're good, even though like South Asians experience unjust deportation, separation of family, Black immigrants, you know, all of that. And with women, and then as long as we say we're pro-choice and we support reproductive, you know, justice, then, you know, they're going to be all good.
Which
and they don't say
intersectionality.
And they don't say nothing to the AAPI community. I mean, I tell my friends in the AAPI community, I'm like, y'all are not even the model minority. You're the invisible one. I mean,
Wow.
No one, but what has happened with the AAPI community, and also this is true for Black men, is that in many of these states that are up for, you know, grabs that we really need to keep, or that we hope that we pick up, they are becoming the margin of victory. The AAPI community in Georgia, we saw that. As Georgia became more purple, the AAPI community was really impactful in that. And I would say in the states that we have carried, it's not just Black women, you know, so Black men have been a part of that. And where you really see it play out, Amanda, is in those primaries. When you look at primaries and you look at that vote and where it's coming from, Black men are a part of that as well. So we need to, you know,
big them up.
Big them up. Big them up.